In our case, my colleague was in the hands of the family, medication issues around. I knew he had passed on very early in the morning of the 5th of June. I decided to say nothing until we consulted the family. And I reached out to the Secretary of Cabinet, my team around. I said, I cannot announce the death before the family is engaged. Family refused to engage us, subject for another conversation. While we were still struggling to do that, the family made a public announcement. And once they made a public announcement, that's the time I said, that's confirmation. It shouldn't have been like that, but it's like that. And the same day, the President issued a statement. I didn't take 48 hours, as people are saying. The record is there. Why am I saying this to you? I think it's important as citizens for you to be aware of this information, because I scan what's going on social media, a lot of stuff there. So that's the circumstance that we find ourselves in, but the point is that that's our desire to bury him here. I know amongst yourselves there's probably polarization of views, but really, he was not an ordinary citizen. He was president. He's the only president who lived after leaving office and went to his Lord with his immunity intact. Those who lived before him after the presidency, they all had their immunities tampered with. President Kaunda, President Chiluba, President Banda. So this fellow talking took the decision that we must end this kind of stuff. So again, contrary to what is being said in the public media, facts are there staring at us. Whether we bend them or not, they are there. But let's honor him by burying him here. The issue of what issues surround it, I think it's a discussion after the burial. We are trying very hard on your behalf, but if we don't manage, it's because of not trying. Ultimately, it will be an issue beyond our control. I took this reasoning myself to explain this to you as citizens. We've continued to explain. You've seen the statements we've made. The confusion around seizing the national mourning was because of that Wednesday, when we should have received him, and we had extended mourning by 9 more days. But then Wednesday came, you know the Wednesday I'm talking about. We couldn't continue mourning in perpetuity. It's got no connection to the issue or the desire to bury him with full military honors. Absolutely not. And we say the families, if they're willing, we are able to engage. We are available. We are doing this thing as a duty. Thank you, colleagues, for giving me your ears on this matter. I want to also suggest that it's unfortunate, say that it's unfortunate that the country is going through this difficult situation during the mourning period of our 6th president. And I want to repeat our desire, and I think it's a fair desire, that the president, the 6th president, is buried here, in his homeland, his home, a place of birth. 2 things that were sacred, birth, death. I think it's a correct thing to do. You've seen the to and fro, the tussling. I don't think it's necessary. With 5 presidents that have left us, by the choice of the people of Zambia, they are all lying next to each other. It's not my choice. It's the people of Zambia's choice. President is an asset of the family, but he's also an asset of the nation by virtue of having agreed to serve in this high office. You give away certain things. He was not just a citizen. He was a head of state. And if somebody says there were issues, yes, there are always issues. But in death, we converge to honor the dead, to bury them decently. For the president, with all the honors, military honors. After the burial, we talk about anything we're unhappy about. President Chulu had legal challenges. You all know that. But when he passed on, we buried him. The legal challenges around him did not constrain us. My colleague, sixth president, he's the only president who left public office. Because two died in office. But those who left public office and lived on, he's the only one who's died with his immunity intact. I know you may have not paid attention to that. President Kaunda's immunity was taken away by President Chulu. President Chiluba's immunity was taken away by President Mwanawasa. President Mwanawasa died in office. President Sata died in office. President Banda's immunity was taken away by the PF. You may have forgotten that. This is the first president who has died with his immunity. I never got enticed to process removal of immunity. I said, no, we must put a break to this thing. And there you are. I just wanted to use this opportunity to express this to the church. If we fail to bury him here so that the citizens can honor him, who elected him twice in the high office of the presidency, it will not be because this government didn't want to. It's because of other issues beyond our control. I thought I owe this to you, Bishop Chulu, and this gracious team. It's also true to say he was an asset of the nation by virtue of him being elected twice and served, presided over the affairs of the country for 7 years. That opportunity citizens gave him, conferred on him, confers on us to serve the people is a confirmation that the people or we shed some of our personal family rights to the nation. 5 of our former presidents passed on, and death is only controlled by one. He who gives us life, he who takes it, when only he knows, how only he knows. And 5 of them were taken away by the Creator. And now this is the 6th president. 5 of them are buried in one place, next to each other. A decision citizens made, which confirms that in these offices we occupy, this chair I sit in, some of our preferences are overridden by the bigger picture, the state. Many died, not many, some died with the issues around litigation, issues here and there. But they were still buried with honor at the ember mark. So is the choice of the people. I just want to remind the 3 of you colleagues that of the living presidents, those who lived, let me express myself properly, those who lived on after their presidents, unfortunately 2 of them died in office, we know them, but those that lived after their presidents, they all had their immunities taken away. I'm sure you haven't paid attention to that. At some point, President Kaunda's immunity was taken away by President Chulu. At some point, in fact, throughout, President Chiluba's immunity was taken away by President Mwanawasa. President Mwanawasa died in office. Then President Sata died in office. President Banda, his immunity was taken away by the PF government. He is the first one that has gone to the Creator with his immunity intact. I don't think many citizens have paid attention to that. And it's a decision this president made that we should not continue that way. So our leaders of the three church mother bodies, this was by way of information, to repeat what you already know, that irrespective of the issues that may have been here and there, his return to politics, therefore loss of benefits by law, as Dr. Kaunda had lost his benefits when he went back to politics. Eventually they were restored by law. I know this has been a big rallying point. It's a legal position which I didn't create. We can only work within the bounds of the law. So, but that's a wish that is buried here. So those who elected him in office can mourn him. So I end here on this issue. It was really to inform you, and you're aware of the tussling going on. If we fail to achieve that, it's not because we had no desire. It's because other issues have taken precedence above what I think is national interest.